Hi, we are here with Nick. Hi, Nick. How are you doing?
Hola, good. Thank you very much. I'm good.
Okay, Nick. You're working in the project currently as the UA member. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's correct.
Okay. Can you tell us the different activities you have been doing in the project, like in the commissions, and how you're evolving with it?
Sure. I can say I actually started with the project maybe more in depth, maybe September of last year, September of 2014. So that's about a year and a half from now. And I started really more started doing the global workshop that we did with Benno and James and Raphael and the big group, where we got the 50 or 60 people from around the world to participate in the workshop. So that's how I got more and more involved since then. And then since then, when we finished that workshop, I got more involved in just the UA side of doing administration. And what else did I do? What else have I done? And then started working on the design with James, and then coordinating the other UA members, which includes Fred, I don't know, Paula, I'm trying to think off, Miguel, everyone that was sort of participating from the UA side. So that's what I've been working with. And then I'm sure like everyone said, the last little while has been slowing down for the last 6 months. So my involvement is really just attending the meetings. But I think myself and everyone from UA side can honestly say that we're super excited to participate in the project. We want to do as much as we can to make it succeed. And yeah, I mean, I think maybe that's maybe a general sort of feedback about what I've been doing.
Okay, based on your experience, what do you consider that you are contribute to the project?
My country?
No. Based on your experience, what do you consider you contribute contribute to the project? Yeah.
Oh, what I contribute? Okay, well, I think myself as Nick is not so much what I contribute to the project, but it's more what UA contributes to the project. Mainly because UA is a mixture of many different types of people. So we have like Miguel, who comes from the technology side. We have Raphael, who comes from the community side. I'm more the computer guy,
Okay.
and then James is the guy who likes to speak the loudest. And so, and then there's more people. Then there's Fred. You know, Fred is also a guy who's big into design build and stuff. So within everyone, we collectively have, a very strong team of people from very diverse backgrounds. And I think also our benefits of what we contribute to the project is that we're very used to working internationally and with different cultures. Like, Fred is from Belgium, James is Australian, I'm Canadian, Miguel is Spanish. So we're very used to that, which is, I think, something very important for the Fab Lab Flotante project. Like, it's always been the goal to make it a very international thing. And it's very easy to say that, but it's very hard to execute an international project, mainly because you do have people in different time zones, different backgrounds, different cultures. I come from North American culture where, time is efficiency, where other countries are not so much, and that they don't find that important. So you have to find a balance as like, how do I speak to someone who doesn't have that same importance? Whereas me, as my North American background, my background may be more like enough talk, let's do, versus other country be like, let's do less work and let's do more talking. So how do you find a balance between those two? And UA has been around long enough that I think we're used to working in that way of in that culture, in that sort of mix up. So yeah.
Okay, you tell me that you're like the computer guy. Can you tell me like your background a little bit?
Yeah. So we all met, like James and I met at IAC. Like I think half the people that are on the Fab Lab Flotante project. Eventually, somehow, we all crossed through Barcelona at one point or another. And so there, I worked with James on the Fab Lab House, and I started doing some computer stuff for the Fab Lab House, more like parametric stuff on the Rhino, Grasshopper, and then using all the robotic, all the laser cutter machines, robots, and all that kind of stuff. So I like to live in that world. And then when I finished at Barcelona, I even did another 4 months working with like an aerospace company in Barcelona, doing prototyping for them, mainly doing 3D modeling fabrication stuff for them. And then so I've been keeping that role within UA. So for a lot of the projects, my hand is not so much into the design, but more once the design is somewhat figured out, my job is to go figure out how are we actually going to build this thing, or how we're going to do it more efficient. So I'll go into the computer and make the drawings a little more efficient so we can actually build it. So that's mainly more my role, more in the execution and figuring out how to build something rather than the actual design or something.
Okay, cool. Do you think that the management in the project is like well managed, or can we improve it a little better based on the past 6 months or something like that, or the whole project if you want to
the management?
it? Yeah, the management of the project.
You know, I always struggle with that question because, like I was saying before, it's hard to say because I come from maybe the way I work or the way that I work in my environment here at the office is very different from how Fala Flotante is being done. Like Fala Flotante is maybe a little more casual in that sense that we want everyone to have their opinions and we want to hear everyone's opinions. But then at the end of the day, someone needs to make the decision, whether we're doing white or black, or if we're doing a circle or a square. Someone in the end needs to decide what we're going to do. And that's what I find more troubling with the project. Not so much that it's going in this process, that is being super collaborative. I find more that I personally think that is more what the management team wants to do, but struggles to do because at the end of the day is really only one person making the decision. So whoever is on top of the management can say, oh, I want this to be collaborative. I want to hear your opinion. I want you to hear what the design should look like, how we can make more people involved. You could say that, but that sort of becomes at the end of the day sort of irrelevant because we're going to go back to you to decide what we're doing. So I can give you 100 suggestions, but you're still going to decide which one of the 100 we're going to do. So the people giving the 100 suggestions at the end of the day are like, why? I'm just feeding you free information. Well, at the end of the day, you're going to decide what to do. So that's not really collaborative decision making. So my opinion so far right now is not that it's bad. It's more that slowly, I think people are going to get just more and more frustrated given free information and not really involved in decision making. So giving an opinion could be free, but making decisions I think is more important. So I don't know. I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm fine the way it's going. If Benno and the management team are happy that it takes another 2 years to get this moving, that's fine, but he needs to accept it's going to take another 2 years. But if he really wants it to become a reality according to his timeline, then I personally think that Benno should, and some people in the management team need to start to step aside. And I don't say I don't say that as a bad thing. I don't think like that's I'm not saying someone needs to be kicked out of the project. I'm saying it's more and I think this is why it's getting better. Sorry, I wanted to finish. So now I realize I think everyone management team is figuring that out. Like, okay, people are getting frustrated. And now all we really need to do is give each group, which is the .lab, .edu, I don't know, all the different groups, each one needs to have their own autonomy in what they do. So like if you're gonna give X person the responsibility to do the website, that person does the website. Don't complain if it's not what you expected. You gave them that responsibility to that person. Same thing to us, to UA, to do the design. Like if you want us to do the design, then give us the design and we'll go do it. But we don't want to feel like we have a babysitter the whole time telling us what we can and cannot do. And I think that's the way it's finally moving over the last maybe 3 weeks. And that's why I say my first comments were more like the first year and a half, that's the way it was going. And now finally, I think now it's finally, more or less since you came in, it's been more drive, getting a little more focused. Yeah. So it's going much better now.
No, the idea is that we, like, okay, based on the previews that everyone was like having their opinion like heard, we find out that that's not getting us anywhere, as you just said. So we are giving autonomy to each commission to decide, and maybe to like, if they have any doubts or things like that, maybe they can like discuss them, but get to a solution and quick. That's the whole idea of all things.
Okay, because I think now it's been evident that according to what the timeline is showing, like if they really want to have what is a pre-campaign in the next month, and then there's Fab 12, which is a huge presentation in August. Those things don't happen in one or 2 weeks to get those things prepared. Those take months. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, and I think everyone, I can at least say from the UA side, is super excited. And I think that's why we've been here the whole time. We've never left, because we always want to. We know why the project is important, and we feel that we feel the same way. So that's why we're always here. So yeah.
Okay, thank you, James. Thank you, Nick, for your time. Okay.